everybody, this is Marie and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. And today we are going to talk about the wildfires that occurred in Chile over the weekend and to kind of get a look around what exactly occurred. Now, before we get started, for those interested, I'm going to be using the 100% plastic rider tarot deck. Pretty cool. I love it because it takes a beating. I have kids and sometimes things get spilled, so that's kind of like my regular go-to tarot when I'm doing my own thing, sort of thing. And I also wanted to say thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know it's been a while since I posted. It's just life, to be honest with you. If I had to give a reason, 2 kids, 2 jobs, you know, it's struggle is real, and I haven't had a chance to really, you know, post as much videos as I wanted to. And also because honestly, I've been on a journey of sort, spiritual journey, you could say, since last year, September. It's as if Spirit told me you need to go back to basic, and I have been like hitting the books. Well, not little books, but virtual books, researching and whatnot. And you know, time permit, I'll be able to devolve and post more videos of my findings and what potentially to talk about. But I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. You are the best. I hope that, you know, you are well, that you are thriving in these crazy times. So, you know, don't want to go too deep into this and sidetrack, but I just want you to know that I appreciate you. And so, like I mentioned, over the weekend in Chile, wildfires out of nowhere broke out, and 2 towns got hurt. It got decimated. A lot of people got hurt, killed in the process. So far, I think they have a count of 122 souls and counting that may have perished or unaccounted for. We don't know. Maybe more information. Maybe there'll be a final count in the next few days. So obviously, my heart goes out to the people of Chile. If you know anybody in Chile, you know, send regards, send prayers, send love, any help. Clearly, that's not a beautiful thing, those type of disasters. So why I wanted to talk about it is because it looked very similar to what happened in Maui, in Hawaii, not too long ago, right? So I wanted to ask the question, this did not look natural. If you look at the aerial footage, now I couldn't find a lot. I only seen an article from CNN, which I don't trust, and also New York Times. But if you look at their pictures, you don't have to read the article, but if you look at the picture, it did not look like it was a natural wildfire that started from a bushfire or from wind, whatever, natural. It didn't seem like it was natural climate change caused. It looked like it was like a dew, which is it's an acronym that stands for direct energy weapon. And I found that so weird that around the same time information came out about Antarctica, about what's going on over there, and that's probably gonna have to be a separate video because I don't want to do this too long. So my first question is, you know, the wildfire in Chile, was it man-made? Was it possibly a dewy? Because just looking at the footage, the pictures, you could tell that it's not natural. Very same pattern to what happened in Maui, and it looks like, you know, the similar wildfire had occurred, I believe, in Colombia. I'm not sure. Please comment below if I don't know how accurate that information is. So my first question is, you know, what causes a fire in Chile? I mean, I'm assuming it looked man-made. It looked that it was not of natural. It didn't look like an act of God, to be honest. So let's ask the cards this question and see what does the cards want to share about this. So for those interested, I'm going to be using the Quintana Pachina sword spread. It's pretty popular. A lot of tarot readers have been using it. So let's give it a go. All right. So what was the cause of this wildfire, so-called wildfire that occurred in Chile? So the first card is Queen of Swords, the Magician. That's a major arcana. That's interesting. Situation. King of Wands, recent past. King of Swords. This is the Eight of Pentacle. Seven of Pentacle. That's interesting. That's a combination here. And King of Pentacle. Three kings in one. That's interesting. So we asked, what does the cards wants to share about what may have caused these fires? And the Queen of Swords is usually about either information, it's about truth that's been waiting to come out. Like a lot of truth, a lot of information that's been waiting to come out, that's been in the wing, that's been on standby. And the Magician, that usually, it could be about communication, but lately I've been getting this more as a trickster card, like propaganda. But here it feels more like a distraction that was created. The Magician. With the King of Pentacles underneath, it's as if to say, some truth was waiting to come out. That's been on standby, like waiting in the wing, like a lot of information, because this is a labor. It's about waiting for your fruit, for your labor to bear fruit. And the Magician tells me that they had to create a distraction just to hide or create misinformation, disinformation about a particular powerful group of people. So they needed to put it out like right away, just to hide, cover up information. Usually the King of Wands in the past, it could be the alliance. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way is that, you know, but here it feels King of Wands. So King of Wands is fire. So yes, we see the fire decimated 2 towns. And if I see correctly, it says, well, Chile is by the coastline. So it looks like 2. Where is it? I'm using my tablet, trying to scroll down. A town called Viña del Mar. A lot of fires. because one is about fire, it's about passion, it's about, you know, believe it or not, it feels like as if the good guys were trying to put out important information, was about to come out, was about to be shared, divulged. And outcome, 8 of Pentacles. It's as if they were trying to come with a massive, the good guys were about to share like some big information, like a data drop of sort of information. And that truth, it was gonna really change live perspective. And then they had to, well, not the good guys, obviously, the bad guys, you know, went ahead and created that distraction to distract people from the truth, you know. And it were whatever truth it was so massive that they were about to lay irrefutable proof or evidence or something that's pretty big. And they were going to lay it out in such a way that's so concise, you know, that's like step 1, step 2, like point 1, point 2 kind of thing, that it was like right there for all to see. So this distraction, this magician, this trickster came in to cover up, you know, what the bad guy's been doing, basically. And that is interesting. So it's as if that's their last ditch effort. Those dual direct energy weapon, the cabal, looks like they're using it every time some major information is about to drop. You know, they will use it to create distraction as a way to stop the truth from coming out, or delay the truth from coming out, maybe so they have time to run or do whatever they're doing. And I found it interesting because I remember around the same time, Bezos and a bunch of other elites, they were dumping some of their stocks because those are coins. It could be about money as well, right? I wonder, is it about the financial system? Because if you look at the Daily Mail, I believe there were a lot of banks that were closing. And even Wall Street Silver, if you watch him on YouTube or Twitter, have mentioned that there are some funny business going on over there. Okay, so it was basically to hide, distract from the truth. So they created all this destruction, all this hurt, all this death in order to hide, you know, information about, like laid out point by point information to expose the bad guys. Information that, you know, the good guys been working on for a very long time to put out there. I'm gonna take 2 more cards. So it appears that eventually, even though they're doing all of this using those climate change weapons against the people, against the world. So Chile's, you know, Maui was one of them. Now Chile is getting the brunt of it. And I recently heard that other countries have been targeted, like Moscow and Mexico. And that might be a separate video. But even though they're doing all of those tactics, but eventually it looks like the good guys are going to come out victorious, because the truth is going to be coming out. Because the 6 of Wands is about victoriously coming out, succeeding. And with the Chariot card together, they're a beautiful pair, because also the Chariot is about overcoming adversity and moving in victoriously, right? Overcoming adversity. So the truth is going to shine through regardless. So it was never about Chile per se, but it was just a distraction to prevent the truth from coming out. So now I do want to ask the card what other information or insight that they would like to chat about pertaining Chile. I mean, did they choose Chile for a particular reason? I mean, we know about the distraction part because they wanted to prevent truth from coming out there in general. And so what other information? What other information? So they targeted Chile for a reason, right? Let's see if the cards want to chat a little bit more about that, because there's so many different countries, there's so many different, why Chile? I mean, there should be no reason to justify all this killing, but if there is insight, let's see what the cards wants to share. So the Fool is the first card. It's a major arcana. The Tower is a major arcana. Ace of Pentacle is recent past. This is the Nine of Cups, wishful thinking, like high vibration card for present, potential outcome. Two of Wands, clarification. This is a Seven of Cups, it's an illusion card. And the Sun. Oh my goodness, another clarifier. This is so interesting. You see, we have like 3 major arcana. I mean, this is so. They chose Chile is because Chile was. So again, I don't know much about Chile's government policy. I know they had an election not long ago, so I'm not too aware. But it looks like Chile was moving in a new path, moving in a new direction of sort, and it's as if they were whatever disillusion, whatever dysfunction that they were going through, they were coming out of it, or trying to get out of it. So they attacked Chile in particular because some truth was about to come out of Chile. So it appears that, and I'm starting to feel like a pattern here, like every time that a country is trying to break free from the cabal, and they're like on the cusp, right, of doing their own thing, that energy weapon suddenly will start a climate change flyer. Let's put it this way. So it looks like they were, because the Fool is about starting a new journey, like it's like a young child, fresh, going on an adventure, but it's a great enterprise though. It's like a new journey for them, very optimistic. So they were about to break free, it seems, start a new journey away from the dysfunction, I suppose, whatever cabal, right, they were going under, or at least emerging out of it slowly, surely, because the journey, it's a young child coming out. The Tower, so the Dewey, the direct energy weapon, climate change, wildfire, whatever you want to call it, was activated, so the Sun here together, people being burned alive. It's really not, It's not a good combo. That being hurt and fried crisp, god damn. But also because the truth was gonna become some truth, like illuminating truth was gonna be coming out. So like you're gonna start the process, and we're using that mechanism, that device to do that. Ace of Pentacles, that recent past, that tells me that it maybe has something to do with money. I wonder, were they thinking about joining the BRICS? Were they going to change their money system? I don't know. Maybe it was being talked in the background. But whatever they were doing, so it's either money or something evidence, but I feel maybe money. Whatever it was going to be big. It was going to signify a new beginning for that nation, for the people of Chile. It was going to be very advantageous for them, because when I did a quick Google search on Chile, they have a lot of raw material. It looks like maybe 20% of the stuff that they export is like copper and cobalt and a bunch of other materials. So it looks like it was going to be very advantage to the people, to the country of sort. And with that change, they were moving in a different direction. And they were trying, it looks like they were, for the first time, it looks like they were acknowledging the dysfunction of their society, and that they were seeking out maybe a way away from it, away from the dysfunction, away from the whatever cabal thing that was strongholding their nation. So I don't have a lot of data on Chile, so I'm just using the cards purely. So I'm gonna take 2 more cards. So this is gonna be a setback for the people. Obviously, people got hurt. A lot of people lost their lives, their possession. You know, this is a big blow for the country, obviously. Now, I don't know the significance of the geographic location of these 2 towns, Viña del Mar and the other one, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. But it looks like it's going to be a big blow for those towns, that nation, for Chile. And however, eventually, gradually, with that Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a new passion, a new hope, a new motivation will come out of it, because you know people tend to be resilient in those times of adversity. You know, that's what those bad guys don't understand. They will do their damnedest to create chaos, you know, to discourage, but again, a lot of times people use that time to band together and to create something fresh, something new, something even more beautiful. And that's what it looks like with these cards. So okay, so there's new growth. There's something there. Obviously, after appropriate grieving period. But is there any appropriate grieving period when you lose somebody you care about? Good Lord. So my final question would be advice for the people of Chile, if there is any, from the cards, the universe. You know, this is sad time for them, regardless of reason. So what does the cards want to share about? Advice. Any advice for the people of Chile that's going through this hard time? Devastation, loss of possession, loss of homes, loss of friend, family member, all of that. This is devastating. What's the advice? What's the advice? Oh, that's a beautiful card. This is the 6 of Cups. So it's a very kind card. It's about kindness. It's about caring and loving for one another. So the two of Swords situation, the the Six of Wands in the recent past. Wheel of Fortune. You see, this is a major arcana, so this is like a sudden change of luck. It sometimes is for the good, sometimes for the bad, for the worse. Hermit, again, this is another major arcana. You're gonna have to listen up pretty closely. Temperance card, another major arcana. It's about balance, it's clarification. And the World, oh my gosh, another major arcana. So the advice for the people of Chile is, so the Six of Cups, like I said, is about being kind to one another. Love thy neighbor, share with thy neighbor, help one another, band together, be kind to one another. That's the first message. And if you do work together, things, oh Lord, 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. My dog gets excited sometimes when you have a Chihuahua. I'm telling you, serious. So be kind to one another, love one another, help one another, and you know, things will work out with that Temperance card, because the Temperance is about balance. It's about things working out in the most miraculous way. That's a cool message. So in the recent past, with that Six of Wands, it says that Chile was in a path of greatness, you know, success, because one is about fire, motivation. It's as if a lot of good things were happening for y'all. You know, again, I don't know, but the card is saying that a lot of great things were coming out of Chile, either innovation or because, you know, this is about passion, it's about motivation, it's about what drives you. So it looks like great things were coming out of Chile, and then things have taken the Wheel of Fortune. Things have taken a turn for the worse. Usually that card can be a change. Could be for the better, could be for the worse. But here, the way the cards are with that Hermit, it's things are taking unexpected turns. I mean, clearly we can see that. We're not, you know, come on. So the card is just acknowledging this. And with that Two of Swords, it looks like, you know, right now Chile is gonna have to maybe put their plan on pause, right? Because you're gonna be stuck in a while in your situation due to those fires. You're gonna have to rebuild, you're gonna have to grieve, so you're gonna have to be like not moving forward for a while, right? With that Two of Swords, because Two of Swords is about, you know, you are on the cusp of moving on to a different direction, but now you're kind of stuck in limbo a bit, because you have to treat your wounds, you have to rebuild your city, you know. So the card is as if it's acknowledging this, but you know, you are not the world underneath. Now it's as if to say, yeah, you are in a temporary hold right now because of this setback, because of this devastation, but you know, in due time that chapter will be over, you know. Going back to the Wheel of Fortune, yes, unexpected turn of events have occurred, and this period of rebuilding, this period of mourning that's gonna occur, I mean, obviously the Hermit is really gonna give you time as a nation to reflect, to self-reflect, to seek answers, right? And to turn away. It's really gonna cement your belief. You know what? We're not gonna turn back to the old ways. You're really turning your back to how it used to be with that world. You're really leaving that old world behind, how the old Chile used to be, operate, whatever you want to say it. And you walking like actively toward restoring balance, either within your community or within your town, your province. I don't know how they say it in Chile, apologies, or within your nation. So it's as if, you know, that's really gonna cement your determination, because the Hermit is about seeking answers, about also moving on for what's no longer serving you, and this is gonna double you down in your belief as you restoring, as you're grieving. It's really gonna cement your belief. You know what? We're not turning back to whatever Chile was before. We are moving on and moving toward balance, something that has more balance for all, right? So this is what cards are saying. I'm gonna take 2 more cards. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit tricky for a while, because that the cabal is gonna try to use their typical trickery with that 5 of Swords. There's gonna be some funny business going on, you know, and there's gonna be some manipulation, like secrecy, you know, propaganda in between. But it looks like it doesn't seem like you guys gonna be fooled by it, because you're dead set on moving on, on moving forward, and that's gonna be a period of reflection for you. So that's the advice: being kind to one another, even though this devastation has been unexpected. It's gonna, you're just gonna take a pause long enough to rebuild, to grieve, but you are moving on. You're not gonna let this stop you, if that makes sense. And that's what's coming across. Again, this is sad, but there is hope in that Temperance card. It's a beautiful card. I love this. Being kind to one another, and things will work out. I think you need to focus on that for now, even though things are looking dire right now. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. Please feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.